Hey guys, today I'm actually doing a video basically showing how if you have a problem with your Beats mixers where one side would work and the other side doesn't, basically how to fix that and some troubleshooting basically and what you need to do. So, what's the most common problem? Well, the first thing is that these wires right here, if you mess around with them a little bit too much or whatever, if they bend too much, they can easily break, and if one of these breaks, then you won't have a connection, and so it can't send anything through here to get to this headphone. So that's why when you plug in your jack on this side, it only works in that ear, and obviously vice versa. The second problem is, which I think is more common, is that inside here you might get a detached wire, and it might not be right here, but it might be on the inside of this thing that goes through here. That is basically due to the fact that we have these pivot points here, okay? And when you pivot these a lot, and you might pivot them too much, the wire in here, if it's not put in correctly and it keeps bending back and forth, it'll eventually snap. So I'm going to show you basically how to replace that. Okay, so basically all you're going to need to do for the repair is you're going to need a vice grip right here, a Phillips head screwdriver, and then a flathead, a very small flathead by the way. So first thing you want to do is take off this little cap right here. So all you have to do is just kind of push under that, and there is a little bit of adhesive on this, so it might take a little bit to take off, but once you get that, take that off and put that to the side. Now we get to this little Phillips head screw. And some of these are a little bit harder to take apart. I also want to point out that if your headband is broken, this can be the start to basically fixing that too. So I will do a video about that as well, but this is just mainly to go ahead and check whether you have a good connection here between the wire that goes into the headphones and the headband. Obviously mine is not a good one because it's been taken apart already. So what you're going to need to do is just basically adjust your vice grip to the appropriate size to basically, get it to make it fit, so it'll fit around this headband, which I haven't been able to get yet, I guess. And let's see. Once you get that in there, there we go. Got it nice and snug on there, and you're just going to start twisting with the other side. Okay, so basically you're just going to hold on, onto your vice grip on one side, and then just kind of twist with the other. I just want to point out that some of these are a lot harder than others to get out. Some of these screws are so hard to get out that you might not even be able to use a vice grip. You might need to go in and actually just drill out the whole screw with a power drill, and that's really the only way to get some of them out. That might be due to the fact basically that there's some adhesive on those caps, and that leaks down into the screw, and it makes it very, very hard to get out. The one that I actually had was a little bit more difficult than some. It's completely random, it seems like, which ones are hard to get out and which ones aren't. So I guess hopefully you're lucky and you get one that doesn't, have a lot of issues. So what I'm taking out here, there's this really small little pin, and that basically helps it pivot. So like when you feel that little tension when you're twisting it, that's because of this little thing right here. It's extremely small, and I can't even really zoom in on it correctly, but anyways, you'll know what I'm talking about when you take them out. It's usually right there on the inside. So you're going to want to take these things and put them off to the side, and then basically after that, we're going to slide this thing out here. But the first thing you want to do before you slide that out, to make sure you don't break anything, is kind of pull apart this rubber piece here. Don't break anything, obviously, but it's just like the solos, where you have a little rubber piece and there's a plastic piece that holds it in. So just kind of pull it out, and then you have this wire in here. See that wire? So see how it's like hooked on this? You don't want to take it out of that hook. So it's like that to begin with, and pull it out. And the reason why you want to do this is because when you slide this piece out, if you do it before you pull this, you're going to break something. So you can take this piece out too. I'm just going to do that right now. So I just slid this little tab as well out, just to make it a little bit more easy to slide this. So now what I'm trying to do, is I'm just trying to slide this piece out. And basically all you need to do is pull up a little bit and then slide out. Like I said, make sure that this wire right here is not getting pulled, because then you're going to need to resolder all these points right here, because it will rip it right out. And what the problem is with this one is that this wire got ripped out, I guess, of here. So now I'm going to need to, either I could resolder these things together, or I'm just going to pull this off and then try to solder it from here. So that's basically how you get that apart. Basically do this to the other side exactly as I showed how to do the first side, and you can take this rubber band or headband off and you can replace it that way as well. If you take this all apart and you see that these points are all together and you're still getting the issue where only one side works, it's almost guaranteed that it's a problem with this red wire, either on this side or the other side. How you basically would know then is you can use a multimeter to basically test these solder points here. So test to make sure that there's a connection to this blue, to the blue that's inside here. I can show that quick. You just need to pull this thing off, push that to the side. I'm going to need a smaller set for that, which I've got right here. So just take these screws out. You can fast forward this if you don't need to know how to take screws out. It's not that difficult. There's just 4 of them in there. Okay. I may have not. Okay, yeah, I did get them all loosened up. Okay, so then on the inside, see that these 3 wires here, they go into here. So find the solder point that you're looking to test and make sure that you're getting a connection between each one. And if you see that there's a connection in each one, test the speaker and test that one, and you'll be able to find the bug. So that's about it. I'll do a disassembly or a reassembly video as well, basically how to get these back together. Thanks, and let me know if you have any questions.